Hi everyone, welcome back. This is a Pilates session for beginners with a focus on the glutes. Let's begin by lying down on the left side of the body, stretch out the right leg and keep the left knee bent. Lift the bottom waist up and away from the ground and keep your hips stacked. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift the right leg up. Think of lifting the leg from the hip joint rather than involving the pelvis so that the hips will stay stacked and quiet. Remember to draw the abdominals in and up and feel a space under the lower waist, as if you had a stream of water flowing under that bottom waist and you don't want to touch the water. Keep the top waist nice and long. You can add in a bit of choreography by pointing your toes as you lift the leg and then flexing as you lower. This will help to involve different muscles. Point and lift, flex and lower. Remember to keep breathing and keep your abdominals nice and engaged. Keep the movement small, and it's less about lifting the leg very high, but more about activating the glutes. We're going to now lift the leg and do little pulses. Again, very small movement. Think of squeezing your glutes and lifting the leg just a little bit. Lift and pulse, pulse, keeping your abdominals engaged. Let's do a few more here. And then lower that leg down. Stretch out both your legs now. We're going to do the développé next. Inhale to bend the top knee, tracing your big toe along your leg. And exhale to extend the leg up towards the ceiling, flex the foot and lower the leg slowly to the start position. Point your toes, trace your big toe along your leg, reach up, flex and lower. Remember to keep your abdominals engaged and keep that bottom waist lifting up and away from the ground. The pelvic bones are stacked throughout and the top leg is externally rotating as much as possible, but still keeping that top hip stacked over the bottom hip. Think of a cup of tea sitting on that top pelvic bone that you don't want to spill. Remember to keep the movement slow and controlled. Good job. We're going to now do the climb. Let's bend both the knees and we're going to keep our feet glued together throughout. Open the top knee and close. Keep going with this movement and keep your hips stacked the whole time. So if you had a cup of tea sitting on top of the side of your pelvic bone, you wouldn't want it to spill as you open the knee out. Your abdominals are nice and engaged as well. You're still thinking of lifting the bottom waist up and away from the ground. Keep your feet together, squeeze the glutes as you open the knee, and then close. Remember to keep your feet heavy on top of each other and keep breathing. We're going to now move into some pulses. So let's keep that knee open and pulse up and up. Up. Remember to keep your hips stacked and your abdominals nice and engaged. Last two and one. Nice. Can you keep that knee lifted and extend the leg out nice and long and bend the knee. Extend and bend. Good. Keep breathing. I know your glutes are on fire. We've just got a few more to go. Keep that knee lifted, extend the leg, and bend. We've got it. For 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Give your glutes a little tap for all the work they've done, and press yourself up to come to a seated position. And swing your legs over to the other side. We're now lying down on the right side of the body with the left leg on top, nice and extended. Bend the right knee, lift the bottom waist up and away from the ground, keep the hips stacked. Inhale and exhale, lift the leg. Remember to keep the movements small. So slow, controlled, and small movements will help you get into those glutes a little more. Remember to breathe, keep the abdominals engaged, and really think of your leg getting longer with every lift. We can add in that choreography in the foot, flexing to lower, pointing to lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Really feeling that burn in the glutes every time you lift, and then lowering to extend the leg a little longer. Keep breathing here. Good. Just one more to go. And then we're going to keep the leg lifted and pulse it up and up. Keep pulsing. Remember small movements. Keep the abdominals nice and tight, bottom waist lifted. Really good. Keep breathing through your movements. And then lower the leg down. Moving on to the développé on this side, extend both your legs. You can rest your head on top of your arm. Inhale to bend the top knee, tracing your big toe along your leg, and exhale to extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Point your toes as you lift, extend the leg, and then flex your foot as you lower down. So we're working on the flexibility of our hip here. Externally rotating the leg, but keeping the hips stacked the whole time. Keep the energy strong through the leg as you move the leg along that bottom leg. Reach it up, flex and lower. Stay with me. We've just got 3 more to go. Inhale to draw a line with your toes along the line. Exhale to extend and lower. Remember to keep your abdominals engaged, your hips stacked, and keep your legs energized. Last one here together. Inhale, exhale, and lower. Well done. Let's do the clam now. Bend both the knees, stack your feet. Hips are stacked, bottom waist is lifting up and away from the ground. Keep your feet glued together, open the knee, and close. Really imagine you have that cup of tea now on this top hip that you don't want to spill. And squeeze the glutes as you open that top knee, and close. Keep going here, breathing through your movements. Feeling the burn in your glutes. The second side is always a bit more challenging. Stay with me. We've got the pulses coming up. Open and keep it lifted. Pulse up and up. Your feet stay together. Your hips stay stacked. Keep breathing. And lower the knee. Really good. Let's open the knee, keep it open now, and extend the leg and bend. Extend and bend. Keep breathing. Slow movements. Control your movements. Good, you've got this. Just a couple more here. Breathe. Good, keep that knee lifted. And extend, bend. Extend, bend, and the last one. Good job. Lower the knee. Good. Give your glutes a little tap. And we're going to now roll over and lie down on the back for our glute bridge. So go ahead and lie down on the back. Keep your feet hip width apart on the floor, knees bent, arms by the sides of the body, and the neck nice and long. We'll start with the pelvic tilt. Just in case you're not familiar with the pelvic tilt, I recommend that you watch and follow along the previous Pilates video that is on this channel so that you understand the pelvic tilt a bit better. With your next exhale, tilt the pelvis towards you, draw the belly button in towards the spine, and then slowly start to lift the tailbone off the floor and peel your spine off the floor, one vertebra after the other, lifting the hips high. Avoid the ribs flaring up. Instead, draw the ribs in towards the center, draw the belly button in, tilt the pelvis towards you, and engage your glutes. Imagine your thigh bones are getting longer, the kneecaps are reaching forward. And now we're going to start to melt from behind the heart, one vertebra at a time, lowering the spine onto the mat, keeping that tilt in the pelvis, and then the tailbone comes down onto the floor. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, exhale, tilt the pelvis, draw the belly button in, push the ground away with your feet, and one vertebra at a time, peel the spine off the floor. Keep your knees aligned, feet flat on the floor, and to avoid overarching the lower back, make sure you're tilting the pelvis towards you and engaging the glutes to lift the hip bones up. Draw the ribs in together, hold it here. Instead of cramming your chin in towards the chest, remember to keep the neck long, as if you had a little apple between your chin and your chest. Squeeze those glutes to keep the hips lifted. And then slowly start to lower the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Hug your knees in towards the chest, just to release the back a little bit. Breathe here. And then release your feet down onto the floor. We're going to do the shoulder bridge again. This time, really tilt the pelvis, draw the ribs in together, draw the belly button in, and imagine this portion of the body, from the lower ribs to your pubic bone, moving in one block. So instead of articulating the spine like we did, we're going to squeeze the glutes and lift the hips up. Bring your arms by the sides of the body. Feet are flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed. With your exhalation, draw the belly button in, tilt the pelvis, and lift the hips up and lower. So remember to move in one block from the lower ribs to the pubic bone, keeping your core nice and engaged. Ribs are in. You're squeezing the glutes at the top and lowering. Visualize your sitting bones getting wider on the way down and narrowing on the way in. Your kneecaps are moving forward, and we're going to keep the hips lifted now and move into some pulses. So go halfway down and pulse up, up, up. Remember to keep that little tilt in the pelvis, draw the belly button in, and keep your ribs together. Good job. Keep moving here. Make sure your feet stay flat on the floor. And then slowly lower your hips down. Good job. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Maybe give yourself some rolls side to side, releasing the lower back completely. And then release. We're going to do one more exercise for the glutes before we stretch. For this variation, we're going to bring our feet to touch. So really bring your feet close in together and the knees will stay open. Remember to tilt your pelvis, belly button in, and now press the soles of your feet down into the earth as you lift the hips up. And lift. Every time you lift, feel the glutes really squeeze, the sitting bones come in together, and every time you lower the hips, feel the sitting bones come wide apart. Keep going here. The knees will stay open. Your feet will stay glued together. Bringing the feet in together just allows us to get a little more into the glutes. Now let's keep the hips lifted and do little pulses with the knees outwards. And pulse, pulse. Keep the rest of the body nice and still. Hips are lifted, squeeze those glutes. Good job, just a few more. Stay with me here, keep breathing. Chin away from the chest. Nice job. Breathe. Let's do 2 more. And then slowly lower down. Good job. Well done, everyone. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Take a few side rolls, and we're going to stretch it out now with the reclined pigeon. Bring your right ankle over the left thigh. Gently press the right knee away and thread the right arm between the legs. Hold on to the backs of your left thigh. Flex both your feet and then pull the shape in towards your chest. For a little extra stretch or a more intense stretch, you can interlace the fingers around your shin. And as you hold this shape, just breathe into your hips. Allow any tension to melt away. And then release slowly. Keeping the left foot on the floor, reach the right leg up towards the ceiling and just give this leg a little pull towards the chest before you release. Let's move on to the other side. Bend the left knee, bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh and thread the left arm between the legs. You either hold on to the backs of your right thigh, flex both your feet, and pull the shape towards you. Or to make this stretch a little more intense, feel free to interlace the fingers and hold on to your shin. Maybe with your left elbow, you're able to gently press the left knee away from you. Slowly release. Plant your right foot, reach the left leg long, and give this leg just a little pull towards the chest. And then slowly release. Thank you very much for joining me and for following along. I hope that you enjoyed this session. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye and see you soon.